Hello, Jim Howard here in Fort Worth, Texas. Today's date, it's the 22nd of February. It's a Monday, and it is 20, what is it, 2021? I don't know because it's not showing, and I'm running Linux right now. Windows has been driving me crazy I think probably for almost 2 months, maybe more. They have a new, they've had this upgrade out, an important upgrade, and my computer keeps trying to install it, and it goes through, takes a while, and it goes through and shows installing it. Then it does a rebooting a couple times or whatever. Then it says you can't install the new features, uh, uninstalling, and then it does it. I think it reboots a couple times, uninstalling. And it's also I guess the system has got. I've got the thing marked. Finally, I marked it. Don't try this for 7 days or something, 9 days or whatever it is. It's the point now where it's not. It's ignoring that, and so I'll wake up and it's rebooted trying to install it. So I'm thinking about just I don't know buying a new version of Windows. I went and actually looked at the price. I've seen on several sites on YouTube. I think it was like $13 that, and people. I think well, I didn't watch the entire YouTube videos. I think they were indicating that these are legal, versions. So I'm not sure. Anyway, I haven't paid that much attention, so don't pay any attention to me. Um, so actually, I also moved my second monitor. I'm just using one monitor now. I'm running. Now this, of course, is a dual boot computer, so I still have Windows on here. Um, I that makes me more wanting to. Let me take this naproxen because my arthritis is killing me. Uh, I'm using the Logitech Brio because right now I can't get my Logitech video box to support my uh, Panasonic G7 camera. I'm not sure. I haven't checked to see if there's some Linux software that I don't know what I'm doing today. Uh, Now, of course, I'm in Texas. We now have everything here. We finally got our hot water working yesterday. So let me think if we're missing anything. Uh, we tried ordering from Walmart a couple of times. They've canceled the order each time because I guess they're for home delivery. I guess they're just people are flooding in there and they can't keep. But we did play. I did place an order with Amazon. We got it yesterday. Amazon Food, and so we've got because we had to throw away everything in our refrigerator and everything in our freezer, and so I don't know. I'm just not sure today what. Also, my Stream Deck, of course, isn't working. Now there may be some Linux. I don't know what I'm going to do. I actually got out the Chrome box. I have a new one of that's upgraded to 16 gigabytes. But now it would. By the way, with this window thing that's been at some point it got where because I guess it desperately wanted to install this updated version of Windows, and maybe it was, uh, things just didn't seem right. The browsers, and I use, I'm not with Linux, but uh, things just didn't, it just wasn't right. Things popped. What was it? Shut down. Several things shut down occasionally. Usually with Windows things, with the new Windows versions, not the old ones, but the new ones, things have worked pretty well. And right now they're not working well. Um, which makes me, like I mentioned before, go to, where am I going to go to? Where am I going to go? Amazon. Oh, and this chair, the hydraulic thing's gone out of it, so right now I'm at the correct height, but then all of a sudden it'll just, go down, Uh, wait a minute, where's the list here? Okay. Create a list, no. Oh, wants me to sign in. Yeah, it's because, come on. Okay. List here. I've got one of these. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it or not. The Brahm. Uh, they've been around for a long time. Electric shavers. I really like. Well, I liked this. I got it as a gift, in fact, a long time ago. But I think they deliberately, of course, it uses fluid to clean it. There's a slide that I could bring it in, but I'm not going to. You put your shaver in there, rechargeable thing, and it cleans it, checks the blades, does whatever it does. But then you use up this fluid that you have to replace. But it's the screen and the blades in there, and I think they deliberately make it just the screen breaks, and then it hurts, I think they deliberately. I think they could. I mean, they're selling you the liquid stuff, cleaning liquid and stuff. It seems like maybe they're a little too greedy. I think that thing should. But anyway, so I haven't ordered one in a while, and I need to order. In fact, it's the screen. I stopped using it a while back. I need to order another one of these. These look like these are a good price. These 2 lighting kits. The only thing is they're on a very, very short stands. Very short. But I'm sure there's a standard tripod thing on the bottoms, and I have several tripods. Like I told you, this portable charging pack worked great for us during the storm. Now I'm thinking about getting. First I was looking at low cost because it wasn't anything in it. One of these kit things, and it wasn't very much to add. But then I just thought maybe I'd just buy one. Mini PC, very small little box, and has everything on it and whatever. But that's a lot of times how I start out. Like, oh, okay, this mini PC is only $350. Of course, it needs memory. Well, okay, and of course, what was nice about, and I forget which one this was, man, it just, the other, I upgraded my, I think both of mine, uh, Chrome boxes. I have two of them here. Don't use them. Have them. It'd probably be the same thing with this. I'd have it, but wouldn't be using it. But and it was easy for the same thing with the Chrome box. Easy to upgrade, you know. But whichever one I saw, I watched a bunch of YouTube videos. It was just super easy. Like you take like 4 screws off the bottom, and there's no cable, you know, that goes over and hooks onto the bottom, and you got to be careful. You just take the thing off, and you just drop the two, you know, whatever you decide you want in there. Just click right in, and then an SSD card or SSD drive. You know, it's on a little chip like that. You put it in. 5 minutes, you're done. But then I decided, oh, maybe, oh yeah, you have to install, you have to buy Windows. And I think that's what, okay, I don't want to do that. I think I'll just buy the whole, and then the price is way up here, so I don't know what to do. I need somebody to take care of me. Alexa, what's the weather forecast for today?
Currently, in Fort Worth it's 44 degrees Fahrenheit with clear skies and sun. You can expect more of the same today, with a high of 69 degrees and a low of 42 degrees.
Oh, I must have deleted the computer, because this is the 2 memory chips that you could put in the thing I was telling you about. And this is the SSD card for it. So you can see 32 gigabytes, and which is 216, And a couple people left a comment. I asked for a comment. Both people said, you don't need that much memory, and you could just use two 8 gigabytes for a total of 16 gigabytes. And so anyway, that's the nice thing about. But then I get sidetracked, Man, my G910 keyboard it's getting really dirty. Extra dirty for some reason. I'm not sure why. I don't know if you can hear my ex-wife in the background. The other night I made a YouTube streaming video, and she's wheelchair bound, and she has post-polio syndrome and that kind of stuff. But because it was so cold here for 3 days and everything, so she was in the other room moving, and she did a little bit this morning. She was, oh, and I thought, oh God, somebody's going to think there's sex going on in the background or something. Which, believe me, there isn't. I would, but I can't. I don't have this kind of money. I would like to have, a few years. I'm not sure at what point where the PC computers, the cases and things, they came with lighting inside, and the glass or plastic panel where you can look in and get the light shines out. And I would kind of like to have that, but I don't have that kind of money to spend. Let's see. 500 gigabyte SSD drive, 16 gigabytes of DDR4. The so far as I can see, and I'm not up on how many gigahertz the thing is running at, and that type of stuff. And two, I play one game, Civilization 6, and I could easily not play it. I mean, that's the only game I play. I don't need a gaming computer, so I don't need something like that. But I would like to, it would be kind of nice, you know. I have a couple, if you see here the ham radio, I have a couple ham radios, HTs, handy talkies, and I never use them. Part of it is, makes it difficult with having hearing loss in both ears, and the tones and the ranges and that kind of stuff. And then the other thing is, you know, I'm happy to be a ham radio operator, and they do a lot of good for, you know, for people and for society, that type of stuff. But I'm in Texas, and the guys make a little too many comments. I mean, they know better really than to talk much about politics or religion or something like that. But being in Texas, and with, you know, Obama being elected, and even before Obama, there was just little cracks occasionally that could be almost taken like humor, you know, but just kind of showed and I don't want to deal with that on ham radio. I don't even want to deal with it on the internet or whatever, you know. So, although I do realize I rave and rant here about, you know, politics and different things, but that's just, I've been doing this, you know, blogging and expressing myself since 1982. Actually, before that, if you want to go back to, you know, mimeographed publications that I put out, and I did a radio program back in the 1960s, I think, that was on shortwave radio. So I have been opinionated and been letting people know what's going on, and so that's sort of what I'm, you know, what you have to expect, if, you know, and a lot of you are not interested in that, and that's fine. Back when I got a divorce, you know, I covered that, so a whole bunch of my blogs and stuff were about divorce and things like that. When I was working at various hospitals, I wrote up on my computer, and it was on the bulletin board system, the grievance that I would file against my the director of security, and then I would report back the results and that type of, you know, it's whatever happens to be. And unfortunately, I'm going to be 80 next month. I don't want to be carrying on about politics, but it looks like, because it's whatever, you know, pops in my mind and whatever bothers me. But believe me, and I've talked about this before there was a World Wide Web, I know that if you have an opinion, political opinion or whatever kind of an opinion, that you're not going to be persuaded. You'll go to, well, I didn't realize that before the World Wide Web. I thought that back when I put out a, bulletin board system, I covered everything as fairly as I could. Gun control. There was 2 positions, papers posted, you know, fairly as I could, both sides. And then there was people allowed to comment. And then, let's see, gun control, abortion, all the same issues, all this stuff. And what I realized back then was that nobody changed their opinion. Not on gun control, not on abortion. The only thing there was that I set up was because somebody came up with the idea, you know, of what's the best hamburger place. You know, McDonald's. I don't know who was around then. McDonald's was, I think. But, and I set that up, and people discussing it, and some people did change their mind there. I guess they didn't have very much invested in it. But I found out. But then when the World Wide Web was invented, and I came and set up my blog first on the World Wide Web, and then, went to video. Well, I was doing video back then too, before anybody else was doing video. But what I thought was, oh, okay, because all this is available, people, I don't need to try to give both points of view, because there are those points of view out there, and I thought people would, oh, okay, I'm interested in gun control. I'm going to go to these pro-guns sites, Oh, wow, this guy's showing you, shooting the gun, how to load, how to load your own ammo, that type of stuff. And then I thought that these people would go, okay, I'm going to go and see why these people over here, why they object to such and such type of gun or something like that. I thought there would be that, people would be. But then what I found out, and I was shocked, is that no, people go to pro-gun sites. That's it. They're not going to go over and check something else, and it's the same with any other, whatever the subject is. They go to the site that reinforces they don't want. They can't have some other opinion expressed, and that's sort of I think the source of the problems that we've been having recently, is that people just, and I was totally shocked on that. I knew people wouldn't change positions, but I thought people would when they have the whole world open to them. I thought they would want, because I did that when I came over. I mean, I'm a liberal Democrat. I really didn't go much to, maybe I went to the Greenpeace site, and what else? American Civil Liberties Union site or something. I was a member. I was a card-carrying member of the ACLU when Dukakis was running, I think it was, and Republicans were bashing him for being a card-carrying member of the American Civil Liberties Union. And I actually went into work, and they were waiting for me at work. I worked at a small hospital, and they knew that I was the only, I guess, liberal there. Or maybe the rest of the ones kept their mouth shut. But I started work that night, I can remember, at 10 o'clock. Because 2 days a week I came in at 10 o'clock, and 2 days a week I came in at 6, on a weekend at 6 p.m. And so I come in at 10 o'clock, and they're waiting for me. Okay, Jim, okay, we want to ask you, because I guess they've been discussing, we want to ask you about the ACLU. How can you be for Dukakis, when he's a member, he's a card-carrying member of the ACLU? And I said, why aren't you in favor of the, no, of course I knew they weren't, oh, hell no, whatever. I don't think they said hell no, because I don't think there was any patients they wouldn't have done that, but it was like, and I said, so you're telling, I think it was Bush, wasn't it? Maybe the first Bush, President Bush. I said, okay, let me get this right. You are not in favor of the ACLU? No. And you're telling me you're going to vote for a man for President of the United States who's not in favor of the ACLU? No, Dukakis is. He's the one, he's no way. And I said, the ACLU defends the Bill of Rights. That's all they do. They defend the Bill of Rights. That's their thing. They protect, and stand up for the Bill of Rights. You may object to something, but that's what they do. So you're telling me that you're gonna vote for a president who doesn't support the First Amendment, freedom of speech, freedom of press, freedom of religion. You're going to support somebody. You're going to support somebody who doesn't believe in the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, and the Fourth Amendment. And I just went through this. no, hit, you know. And then they said something, yeah. I don't know how you can be for somebody who, you know, is a member of the ACLU, you know. And I said, I'm a card-carrying member of the American Civil Liberties Union. I said, I love the Constitution, especially love the Bill of Rights. And they said, you're not a member of the... I said, yes, I am. I said, do you want to see my card? And they said, yeah. And I took it out and flashed my card. I really can't afford to be a member of... I'm on a limited income now, so I'm not a member of the American Civil Liberties Union now. And I showed them the card, and they were just... it was like, get out of here. I went and timed in and came back, you know. We were all friends, but they knew that. So, yeah, it's too bad. I don't know what we can do about it. I guess it's just a thing of human nature that we feel comfortable. I guess our ancestors, you know. I guess there were people who stayed in the caves and were going to kill anybody that came around the caves. I guess those would be the Republicans, you know. And then there were other people who were like, I see something over there, over that hill. I think I'm going to go over. Maybe there's something there. And those, I guess, would have been the liberal. And, of course, some of them died out. And, of course, the breeding and the ones that stayed in the cave were like, you know, kill the people who crossed the border, you know. So... And then you got the others out there. Hey, these people are kind of brown. They're more brown than us. Hey, what's going on? You know, so those are the, I guess those are the, having to do with, you know, the DNA or something or other. Hey, let's go, you know. Anyway, going to upload this, and I don't know what I'm going to do here with my computer. I really am tired of the Windows things that are just, because I had my old Windows DVD, and I still have a DVD. This is an old PC, but it works fine. You know, it works fine. Got memory in it. Got a great. You know, I don't need a great video card, but my grandson, you know, he's into games, and he gave me a really nice video card because he upgraded, you know. I guess I could. I'm just tired of doing it for all these years. I've been doing it so often. I think if I, and I have formatted my computer, you wouldn't believe how many times. I mean, it was just like, okay, I'm going to try this new version of this or that or something. But I guess what I could do is, and I've got everything installed that I've paid for again, and I hate to, some of the things that I've paid for, you can only install it X number of times unless you contact them and they reset it or something, because they think you're fucking trying to rip them off or something, you know. And then, of course, then there's the key numbers, which that's generally okay. Whatever they call it, you know, put the code in, and I usually have that kind of stuff available, but then sometimes I even forget what I had on my computer, and several times I've forgotten, you know, several years later, oh, okay, I think I'll try that, and I go sign in, and I realize, you know, sign up and pay, and I think, oh, I already paid for that program back years ago. I just had that happen the other, sort of, oh, yeah, it was, forget the name of it. I just mentioned it in a YouTube video. These people have music and sound effects, that's it. Well, wait a minute, I think I can find it here. Let me go to, let me go to, YouTube. Here. I never get a headache, man. I'm getting a headache. Here it is, Epic Sound. I ran across that a week ago, and I thought and they had a 30-day free trial, and I thought, I think I'm going to try that for 30 days. And so then I went and signed up for it. No, I couldn't sign up for it because a year ago I took the 30-day free trial, and then I paid for 3 months, I think it was, of it, and I totally had forgotten. And when I did that last year, for some reason, I never even used one of the music or sound effects things. But anyway, I signed up for it again, but I had to pay because I had already, so yeah, I think I made a big mistake. I think when I did the bulletin board system back starting in 1982, I kept something like this, a notebook, and I wrote down every time I installed something, and I put it in there, and I usually back then I would put in there that such and such didn't work, or that I found, okay, there's a problem with Mustang software or PC board or something, and I would put in there, and here's how to fix it, how I fixed it. So then, 6 months later or a year later, I would decide to reinstall some software or something, and then I would go, oh, wait a minute, and I'd go back and then I'd find it. But then at some point many years ago, I stopped doing that, and now I have paid several times for the same software over again, or I have paid for software that I used and then decided this is not any good, and then I end up buying it again. So anyway, a little bit worried because I never get headaches. I don't have any brain cells up there or something. Anyway, I got a headache. And, if I get a pain or whatever, I figure it's an aneurysm or cancer. And if I get a headache, I figure it's a brain tumor or something. So, and I just took an Naproxen. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Now I got to find out how what I click, because this Linux is a little bit different. I have to remember now here. Okay, that's not it. Show, okay, that's it. Okay, that's not showing. Okay, stop recording, okay. Oh, I think it's F10, wait a minute. Did that do it? No. Does it in Windows.